This is Twesa Ngose with This Week in the News, coming to you from Zodiac. Here are some of the week's main news. President Lazarus Chakwera leads Malawians in getting the second jab of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Tobacco Commission fires over 30 employees following a personnel audit. A major shake-up at the Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services sees redeployment of 76 officers. And in sports, local clubs given until 30th of June to indicate whether they will participate in CAF tournaments. Now the news in detail. We start with news that President Lazarus Chakwera and Vice President Saulos Chilima on Friday led Malawians in getting their second jabs of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine at Ntuntama State Lodge in Lilongwe. Speaking after getting the jab, the president stressed that efforts to control the spread of COVID-19 global pandemic will be meaningless if people are not vaccinated. Grace Kombe filed this report.
The state president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, and his vice, Dr. Saulos Chilima, today have received the second jab of AstraZeneca here at Ntuntama State residence in Lilongwe. The two got the first jab on March 11, 2021. The state president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, got his jab in Zomba, while the vice president, Dr. Saulos Chilima, got his first jab in Nzuzu. And speaking before receiving the jab, the president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, reminded Malawians that COVID-19 remains a challenge in Malawi and has stressed the need that all people should be vaccinated. He said this is why he has taken this bold step as per COVID-19 vaccination to receive his second jab today at Ntuntama State residence. And he has assured Malawians that he will make sure that all people get recommended vaccine as per world standards. And speaking earlier, Health Minister Kumbizeka Ndochiponda said the gesture by the President and Vice President is a great commitment that they want this battle against COVID-19 be won in Malawi. And she said that COVID-19 remains a challenge, a threat in Malawi, and this is why the ministry is encouraging all people who got the first jab to receive their second jab this time around. And she said the country is expecting to receive 900,000 doses under COVAX program to ensure that all people who received the first jab are vaccinated this time around. From Ntuntama State residence, this is Grace Kombe.
It was established earlier in the week that Malawi has registered confirmed cases of the Indian COVID-19 variant. A top official from the Ministry of Health tipped us that some of the COVID-19 samples that the country sent to South Africa to establish if the country has a new COVID-19 variant have turned positive. We had this report.
Our source, a top official from the Ministry of Health, has confided in us that Malawi has received COVID-19 samples which it sent to South Africa to ascertain whether it has the Indian variant. The samples include those from some workers of Salima Sugar Company who returned from India. The source went further to inform us that some of the samples tested positive to the new variant. Minister of Health Kumbizeka Ndochiponda, when asked about this matter, said the results have just arrived in the country today and it will release the statement on this matter. It is just a matter of time before the minister officially confirms the variant. It is expected that the new COVID-19 guidelines may just be on the cards. Meanwhile, government has received another batch of COVID-19 preventive materials from the People's Republic of China. And according to the health minister, this will help in putting the pandemic at bay.
We are very, very grateful for this timely donation. You are aware that, PPEs, because most of them are disposable, so you can never have enough. And especially this time around, then as a country, we have to be very vigilant, considering that the third wave has hit most of our neighbors, Zambia, South Africa. The numbers that are tripling on almost a weekly basis. So as a country, we need to be vigilant in order that we prepare ourselves. So that is why we are very, very grateful for this donation from the People's Republic of China, which is going to assist us in this fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
The donation includes 50,000 medical protective face masks, 10,000 disposable coveralls, 10,000 pairs of medical glucose, and 300 sets of oxygen concentrators.
In the week ending, defense lawyers in the attempted judge's bribery case closed their case in the High Court sitting Blantyre. It came as final witness for Dr. Tom Pinganjila failed to show up to testify. Defense lawyer Patrick Sinkono says the witness failed to show up yesterday on security reasons. Habinjala Manofar, this report from Blantyre.
The High Court in Blantyre resumed on Thursday afternoon to hear evidence from fourth and final witness of banker Dr. Thompson Pinganjila, but the witness failed to show up. This means that out of 4 witnesses, including the accused, only 2 have testified, since another one also failed to show up on Wednesday. Lawyer for Dr. Pinganjila, Patrice Nkono, says the witness failed to come for security reasons, consequently leading to closure of the case, which Dr. Pinganjila is being accused of attempting to bribe judges in the infamous presidential elections case.
We closed the case for the defense, so the judge is now given directions that we will return on the 30th of June to address her in closing arguments in final submissions.
The defense has, however, indicated it will seek intervention of the full bench of the Supreme Court of Appeal for Justice Dorothy Gabriel to stop presiding over the case. Lead lawyer Renek Matemba wonders how defense would proceed with that when the case has been closed.
We'll be surprised what will be the purpose of that application to stay the proceedings that have been concluded. Because at the moment, what we have to do is to file submissions. So we don't know whether the court will say the proceedings are still going on and stay the proceedings when in actual fact we'll have to file closing submissions.
Initially, Supreme Court Justice of Appeal Renzini Zikamanda dismissed Pinganjila's application to stay the criminal trial, saying he saw no good reasons to halt the trial.
Still at the courts, Lilongwe Chief Resident Magistrate Patrick Chira on Friday reserved his ruling until Tuesday next week on an application by the state for South African witnesses to testify virtually in the Bushiri extradition case. The court had initially ruled that the witnesses must be physically in court, but the defense is objecting the move, insisting that the witnesses must testify physically. Madalito Pili was at the court.
Both the state and the defense spent the whole morning arguing and counter-arguing on this application, the basis of it being that the South African witnesses were supposed to be physically in court today to be cross-examined by the defense. That's the lawyers for Bushiri, but they did not. And what we got, what the court got instead was that there was an application by the state through Director of Public Prosecutions, Dr. Steve Kayuni, to ask the court that these witnesses should instead give their evidence via video conferencing because of the COVID-19. He argued that third wave of the COVID-19 has hit South Africa, and most of the witnesses are within the ages that are susceptible to this disease. And he also talked about other logistical challenges that would make it difficult for them to come physically in court. But obviously, the lead lawyer for the Bushiris, that's our opponent leader, argued that that application lacked basis because as the court was sitting here in Malawi, the witnesses can also come using the same preventive measures as well. So Chief President Magistrate Patrick Chira has reserved his ruling for Tuesday, like you've said. That will be on the 8th of June, where to rule or these South African witnesses that are 10 in total, according to Kayuni, should come physically in court or should testify using video conference. Remember, this is an extradition case for the Bushiris. They are wanted in South Africa to answer money laundering charges.
To security matters, President Lazarus Chakwera on Thursday applauded the military training process Malawian soldiers undergo locally, saying it makes them command respect within and beyond the African region. Speaking after visiting field exercise training base for Malawi Defense Force soldiers at Luwawa Forest in Zimba, President Chakwera says the training helped the country produce the best troops. Details in this report by Angela Mkandawire.
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also Commander-in-Chief of the Malawi Defense Force, MDF, says Malawians should have confidence that the country has soldiers that are not only well-disciplined but also those that undergo proper training. Chakwera took time to visit the artillery and dug-in trenches within Mibawa forest reserves, where troops conduct their field exercise training, just to appreciate the kind of lessons that are undertaken in the jungle. He said Malawian troops are always held high even in foreign missions like at the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and that as their commander-in-chief, he felt it necessary to render support by appreciating what they do.
It's quite an honor for me, and I thank General Nunde and all the generals here, commanding officers. This is an eye-opener in order for us to appreciate what our defense forces are doing. I am really wanting to render my support in a bigger way so that they are encouraged. You know that we have forces helping other nations, like in the DRC and so forth, and Malawi is always held high.
Chakwera is the first president to visit the military training ground for Malawian troops. Luawa Forest Reserve is one of the field training bases for Malawian troops where final lessons for military trainings are taken. For Zodiac, this is Angela Mkandawiri.
You're watching This Week in the News on Zodiac. We'll be back after this short break. Stick around.
Tipolole kungonjezera mayunits ATNM kuyambira 200 kwacha kapena kuposera pamenepo mutha kukhala mmodzi mwa mamilioneya mu TNM Tipolole promotion. Koma mukaonjezera mayunits ndi 100 kwacha kapena kuposerapo mudzilandira mabonus oyimbira foni, SMS kapena data pompo.
TNM, always with you.
Building a successful business is not an easy task. It takes a lot of focus, hard work, persistence, determination, and sacrifices. With the passage of time, business growth is achieved to the amazement of the investor. After witnessing such growth, a strategic business person secures the business from risks that have the ability to ruin the investment. That is where the Prime Insurance Company comes in with a business insurance policy that targets small and medium enterprises. If you own a fuel service station, restaurant, lodge, clinic, farm, photography studio, retail or wholesale shop, you have an important partner in us. Without waiting for fate to strike on your investment, reach out to us at our offices in all the major cities of the country and get your business covered at affordable rates. Prime Insurance Company. We care and share in times of need.
Welcome back. My name is Twesa. Go see the headlines as we continue. President Chakwera leads Malawians in getting the second jab of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Tobacco Commission fires over 30 employees following a personnel audit. A major shake-up at the Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services sees redeployment of 76 officers. And in sports, local clubs given until 30th of June to indicate whether they will participate in CAF tournaments. Moving on with the news, it was reported in the week that the Tobacco Commission has fired over 30 employees, including a personnel audit. Following a personnel audit, our sources said the audit instituted in February this year has revealed that some of the employees were recruited without following procedures. The list contains names of people connected to politicians. No Kubi reports.
The 33 members of staff have been fired from the tobacco regulated body within a space of months, after the commission also fired 3 top officials. They included the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Lev Perani. Our sources say the 33 have been fired following a personnel audit which the commission carried out in February this year. According to an internal circular in our possession, the audit was instituted to ascertain employment status of employees at the commission. ZBS sources, who did not want to be named, says some of the fired employees were allegedly recruited without proper procedures such as interviews. Tobacco Commission Chief Executive Officer Dr. Dante Malunga could not be reached for a comment. Likewise, TC's board chair, Mr. Halin Kandawire, was not immediately available for a comment. On Monday, Tobacco Commission released an internal circular in which the Commission indicated that the results of the personnel audit were communicated to members of staff individually. Dr. Malunga signed the circular. For Zodiac, this is Noel Nkubwi reporting.
A major shake-up at the Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services has seen the redeployment of 76 officers. Among those affected, according to Zodiac findings, are Maxwell Makoko, who was transferred from the immigration headquarters to head the regional office in the north. Justin Bello, who was in charge at Kamuzu International Airport Kia, is on his way to Songwe border post in Karonga. National Immigration spokesperson Joseph Chakwera has also been transferred from the headquarters to Dedza border post. Details with Alex Banda in this report.
This major shake-up is mostly affecting senior immigration officers within the ranks of inspector to deputy commissioner of immigration in the department. 76 of these officers are on the move. Zodiac has established that among those affected are Maxwell Makoko, a deputy commissioner of immigration who has been transferred from the immigration headquarters to head the regional office in the north. Justin Bello, an assistant commissioner of immigration who was in charge at the Kamuzu International Airport Kia, is on his way to Songwe border post in Karonga district. Others who were in the service have been handed a desk job in the Ministry of Homeland Security. Inspector Joseph Chakwera, who was National Immigration spokesperson, has also been transferred from the headquarters in Blantyre to Dedza border post. Inspector Pascal Zulu, who was at Mwanza border post, is expected at the regional immigration office as PRO. The transfers, according to an internal circular, are with effect from 31st May 2021, just a few days after suspended Director General of the department, Hannings Mlota, returned to office. For Zodiac in Blantyre, this is Alex Banda.
And finally, local clubs have until 30th of June to make their submission on whether they will participate in the next season's CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup, respectively. FAM's compliance manager, club licensing and transfer manager Caspar Jangali has told us the local clubs will be served with notices by the end of today, but final confirmation should be made by the 30th. And that's about what we had time for in this week in the news. But before we go, another look at the headlines. President Lazarus Chakwera leads Malawians in getting the second jab of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Tobacco Commission fires over 30 employees following a personnel audit. A major shake-up at the Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services sees redeployment of 76 officers. And in sports, local clubs given until 30th of June to indicate whether they will participate in CAF tournaments. Visit our website, zodiacmalawi.com, for more news. My name is Twesa Ngosi. From the rest of the news crew, it's thanks for watching and bye for now.
Kungonjezera mayunitsi ATNM kuyambira 200 kwacha kapena kuposera pamenepo mutha ukhala mmodzi mwa mamilioneya mu TNM Tikolole promotion. Koma mukaonjezera mayunitsi ndi 100 kwacha kapena kuposerapo mudzilandira mabonus oyimbira foni, SMS kapena data pompo.
TNM, always with you.
Showmax. You've heard the name, but what exactly is Showmax? Well, it's an online streaming service that's packed with the very best in international and local entertainment, ready and waiting for you to watch when you want, where you want. Plus, with 3 data settings and a download option, you also have power to manage your time and your budget. Yeah! So what are you waiting for? Go to showmax.com and sign up today.
Zikuchitika pa kliye pokha. kuyambira pa 29 May 2021 TV yanu ya digital ya Clear ikupatsirani mpira wachitanyo mu ligi ya Brazil, Brazilian Championship A Series. Libirani kuti muonere matimu makumi awiri kuphatikizapo Cuiabá, Juventino, Sao Paulo, Palmeiras, Flamengo Sport Recife, Bragantino, Atletico Paranaense ndi ena ambiri akulimbirana ukatswiri wa ligi ya mpira wa miyendo wa ku Brazil. Ndi 6,000 kwacha yokha mutha kuonera La Liga, Bundesliga, BBC World News, Afriwood, Romanza, Kid Wings, mpira wa ku Malawi pa Mpira Sport ndi machanelo ena ambiri. Kumbukirani, ndi pa Clear pokha pomwe mungaonere Brazilian Championship A Series live. Kuonjezerapo, ndi TV ya digital ya Clear mutha kuonera mwaulere machanelo Nkhani a Malawi mpaka muyaya. Kukupatsani mwayi wosankha machanelo akumtima kwanu malinganso ndi kukonda kwanu. Zonsezi zikupezeka pa TV ya digital ya Clear pokha basi.